against Hillary as a woman. And then when you look at the people that did vote for Trump among the women pool, there's a dissonance there. But what needs to happen for the pipeline of women leaders to be able to be brought up today? And you mentioned a number of people that you've been admiring, Benioff, your favorite, Kennedy. I haven't heard you mention a woman this evening. So, I mean, I'd love to hear about who are the people that you see coming up through the pipeline today, and any suggestions on what needs to happen today.
Well, I mean, it sounds very. I mean, so just to fill in the perspective. So my wife, her entire cause in life, for women and girls. She started an organization called the Representation Project. She had a film that was purchased by Oprah many, many years ago called Misrepresentation. The misrepresentation of women and girls. It's the cause of our life, so that she will not be happy unless we edit this film. I did not do justice to her work. I'm very proud of her, and it's very relevant. She also did a follow-up that's even more relevant called The Mask You Live In, about masculinity. And she would argue that the most damning words in the English language are the following. Be a man. Man up. Stop acting like a sissy. And what happens is that young boy, all the empathy in the world, then puts a mask on, and their face grows into how society expects them to behave. The ultimate manifestation of that is the man-child we now have as our President of the United States, whose hyper-masculinity is demonstrable throughout this campaign. And misogyny was off the charts. Predator in every respect, legitimately so, just objective truths. These are not cheap shots. These are objective truths by the weight of overwhelming evidence. Her film dives deeply into the answer to your question, and I would point you out to their work as a much better prescription, solution that I will offer in the seconds we have left. But I will say it is really remarkable. You know, I remember watching the campaign, even with Sarah Palin. Remember the commentators, you know, one of them, Greta Van Susteren on Fox News, asked the vice presidential nominee whether or not she had her breasts augmented as one of the campaign questions. She was pornified, she was stripified. You remember all the pictures of young boys through her legs at the convention? They were portrayed over and over and over and over again. And I remember Nancy Pelosi telling me, one of the questions I got that I bet you never get asked. You mentioned I've got two young kids. I actually have 4 young kids, 7, 5, 4, and 7 months.
Oh my
One
gosh.
person who's ever asked me who's taking care of your kids as I've been out on the campaign trail. Nancy said that was the number one question she got when she ran for Congress, even though her kids were in college. You look at the way the media, with all due respect, now I don't want to sound like Trump, but look at the way the media will describe an event where Chuck Schumer is asking questions or Dianne Feinstein. Feinstein complained. Schumer asked X, Y, and Z. Same exact question. She was complaining. She was, you know, it was an edgy. You could go down that. I mean, look at Kamala Harris, the hottest AG. America's hottest. Right? Just, I mean, so all these things are signs that we have enormous amount of work to do. And look, you know, it starts with our kids. Look at every Disney character. I know they're not human, but, you know, they're really not human, right? You know, the waists, they're always the one being pursued, and when they get their man, then they're like, right? Look at the number of women directors, the protagonists in film. You know, last year, I'm not making this up, in fact, now it's 2 years ago. Literally, they did a study of minority women in the top 100 grossing films. And they actually determined that there were more speaking parts for otherworldly characters than minority women. That was the year of all those AI films. Mm-hmm. Think about that. My wife says you can't be what you can't see. and she has very strong opinions about what happened to Hillary Clinton in this election. But I hope we do a deep dive in this and really reflect on what's going on with masculinity. We have a boys' crisis in this country. We really do. I mean, the number of suicides, 79% of adult suicides are men. Boys are dropping out of high school at unprecedented rates. Binge drinking, all these. I mean, now even body image issues with men now are competing with women. All kinds of issues. And that hypermasculinity, again, was on full display. And I really think residually, that's an issue that we have to unpack. And as someone, and I'll close with this, that was very proud to pass Prop 63, the most significant, I think, gun safety measure that's been passed by the voters in a long time. The one common denominator in all of these shootings, men, with rare exception. I know you're thinking the same word, rare exception. It's out body. And it's always these objectifying women, social isolation, the whole thing. There's something deep happening in this country to our men and boys. And it was made much, much worse because of the ascendancy of Donald Trump.
We're down the last two. We have one in the back here, and then one last one.
Hi, my name is Phoenix Armenta. I'm a community organizer in Oakland, California. And I'm just getting a little concerned about the tenor of this talk. It lacks the urgency that me and my community are feeling. We learned under an Obama presidency that African Americans are being shot in order once every 36 hours by police in this country. And we've just elected a man into presidency who's, I don't need to tell you all of the hateful things that he said. We've heard it over and over. My community is in fear. I'm in fear. I'm a radical community organizer. I'm worried about being disappeared. I'm worried about my family being shot in the streets. I'm seeing radical white people arming themselves in preparation for this. And we see the Democratic Party that can't even beat a rapist. Sorry, I'm very passionate about this, obviously. But what are you going to do to protect us is the question that I have. And the second question is, how can we even trust this government? What radical things are you going to do to transform this system?
Yeah. Well, you spoke to the anxiety in the moment, and I think you spoke to the overwhelming majority of Americans that don't trust their government and don't feel like their interests are being protected, preserved, enhanced. And I get your sense of urgency and your cry for help. And I understand my role, but I also know its limitations. And I come back, if we're all waiting for the guy or gal in the white horse to come save the day, you're going to be sorely disappointed. We are desperate for leaders. You are a leader, by definition.
And I'm surrounded by other leaders who are working every single day.
And you are the antidote to your own cynicism that you express. You're the antidote to your own fears and anxiety. You are an example of exactly what needs to be done. And so, in many ways, we look to empower, we look to enliven people's senses, we look to remind people that their voice matters and it's unique and distinctive and they need to share it and they need to step up and step in and they need to lead. Dr. King did not become president of the United States, and we celebrated the March on Washington 2 years ago. Gandhi never became prime minister, and we celebrated Life and Times. Mandela was fabulous and liberating, wasn't necessarily well known for his governance. We talk about former Governor Cesar Chavez, we don't. These are some of the most transformative people of our time. Leaders can be found anywhere. And so, respectfully, I challenge you. Please don't just challenge me to answer your question. Because there's no chance in hell that the folks that are in elected office are exclusively going to be the ones that are going to substantively address the fear and anxiety. But I can guarantee you this in closing. There is no better place to live. There is no better place to be in terms of people's passion and advocacy to step up and step in. And I certainly will assert myself as someone who has been historically a little disruptive and doesn't often seek permission, but asks for forgiveness. I can assure you that I'll work hard to address address all of those fears and anxieties. And I appreciate you including that in the conversation.
We just have one last one with the closer here is Eric.
That would have been a pretty good close, but I'm Eric Gruner. I've been saying for years that the jump ball in American politics is this nexus of inequality, technology, and globalization. And I think it way over explains the 100,000 votes that would have changed this election in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. We talked about technology, a little bit about technology in this talk, and a bit about inequality, but not at all about globalization, which is critical to California. And I'm interested in how, when you talk to Red California as a surrogate for the country as a whole, how do you address these three things, and in particular, the role of globalization in making them successful?
No, I mean, I think it's, and the reason the emphasis, besides the invitation and how I read, as it relates to technology and innovation, the reason the emphasis was not on globalization is I think it was actually well discussed, though not with nuance. The issue of globalization was used for populist appeal, and certainly was universal for Trump and Bernie Sanders. But I think the nuance of it is there's some gray areas here, because California is a net beneficiary as it relates to the issue of goods trade. 40% of the goods movement in the United States comes in two ports, Long Beach and Los Angeles. The number of jobs, middle class, blue-collar jobs that are associated with it is significant. And the opportunity for small businesses, not just mid-sized and large businesses, to export and find those markets and continue to grow the economy and create more jobs and more opportunities is self-evident and presents itself in this gateway state to the Pacific, in the most diverse state in the world's most diverse economy or democracy. So I get a little nervous just trying to throw all this thing out and suggest that we can build walls around the rest of the world. That said, we're going to have to play this thing out. No state has more to gain, no state has more to lose in this debate than California when it comes to these issues of the TPP, comes to the issues of NAFTA, when it comes to the issue of trade at large. And we have to be, I think, a little bit more bold and a little bit more participatory in these national conversations. And I would close to say this. Same thing with immigration. With all due respect, we've ceded immigration debate to our border state governors. We've ceded it in the past to Jan Brewer. We've ceded it in the past to, what was that guy? I like to forget him because he was coming in casing our joint all the time, hunting for jobs. Rick Perry. All these guys, these other border state governors. California has to take the same kind of example of leadership on climate change, on low carbon green growth strategies, and engage in these conversations at the national level around trade, as it relates to the issue of work, as it relates to the issue of immigration, as it relates to the issue of police relations, community relations, Black Lives Matter, as it relates to the integration of women and girls into the economy, as it relates to issues that obviously are so present here in this room and in our conversations back at home. Again, end of the day, it's all about leadership. And California has a unique responsibility to consider itself always as a movement and as a cause, and to punch always way above our weight.
And with that, I will say, I started the evening, and a lot of you did, I think, maybe in one way, and I think Gavin went in a different way. And I think it's been a really interesting, cathartic, and stimulating evening. And I think, why don't we all give Gavin an amazing...
Yeah.